Enemy AC130 above!
Got the AC130 to start off the video. The triple kill. Let me tell you guys something. The AC130 is complete death. There's no way you could try to outrun it. The AC130, the double kill, the triple kill. And the last thing you want to try to do is run outside. I mean, why would you run outside when you know the angel of death is outside? AC130, baby. So, as some of you guys may know, or may not know, last week I was in California. I took an entire 7 days off just to go relax and enjoy myself. I took a break from school, from work, you know, from everything, and I had a really good time. But as you guys know, California is a very big state. There's a lot of places to check out, a lot of places to visit, and you really have to take your time and plan everything out. But lucky for me, I have family that lives in California, and they have been in California for quite some time now. So they were able to kind of help me out and tell me, you know, a few places that I just couldn't miss, that were a must-see. And I took their advice, and I also had my own checklist of places that I wanted to go visit. So for example, since I'm studying computer programming right now, I wanted to check out a few companies that were located in California that develop softwares. And in order to do that, I went to a place called Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is basically the headquarters to the offices of Facebook, YouTube, Google, Microsoft, and all of these companies were literally located just a few blocks away from one another. And aside from those offices, I also got a chance to check out Oracle and a company called Intuit. These two companies were really cool because they develop softwares for web designs for different types of games as well. So it kind of gave me an idea of where my bachelor's degree would lead me in computer programming. Along with that, I also got a chance to check out the 17-mile drive that's located in Pebble Beach, California. I also went to the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, and I also stopped at a few beaches in Santa Cruz. So I gotta say, I think I made the most out of my California trip. However, and right there I couldn't decide whether I wanted to reload my gun or switch to a secondary, and I ended up losing my kill streak. But anyways, like I was telling you guys, the most fun that I probably had in California was when I stopped at a McLaren F1 car dealership. And if you don't know what a McLaren is, basically in 1998, 1999, there was a car produced called a McLaren F1. And at that time, the McLaren went up to around 233, 234 miles per hour. And it was the fastest street legal car ever made. So I went inside the car dealership, but they didn't have the McLaren F1 model. Instead, they had one of their newer models called the McLaren MP4 12C. Now, this newer model has around 600 horsepower, and it does 0 to 60 just under 3 seconds. So it's a pretty fast car itself. Now, once I went inside the dealership, one of the service reps pulled me over and he started talking about the car. He was nice enough to give me more information about the car. And somewhere down the line in our conversation, just jokingly, I asked him if I could take the car out for a test drive. Even though I knew the outcome to that question was going to be negative, simply because there's no car dealership that owns McLarens, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Porsches. None of these dealerships are just going to let you walk in and test drive one of their cars without running a credit check. And that's simply because if you damage one of their cars while you have it out on a test drive, they want to make sure beforehand that you're able to pay for those damages. So when I asked him the question, he just looked at me and he kind of smiled. And he told me that as much as he would love and want me to take the car out for a test drive, he isn't authorized to do that. Not only that, he himself can't take the car out for test drives either. So we carried on with our conversation, And right before I was about to leave, he stopped me and he told me that he likes the way how enthusiastic I am about cars, and he remembers when he was my age how much he loved cars as well. So he wanted to make my trip a little bit more special, and he told me that he would let me test drive his own personal car, which was a Porsche 911. So of course, you know, right away I was very excited, and he was about to leave work too, so he grabbed the keys and he let me drive the car around. And that moment right there was really the icing on the cake for me for the entire trip that I had in California. So I'm glad to be back though and making videos again. I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. I went 61 for 4, and like and subscribe, and take care.